Hello Gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Welcome back to my channel for today's reading. This is going to be a reading for the full moon in Capricorn. All right, so full moon in Capricorn. What do we have to expect? Capricorn energy is really practical and driven energy. It's the kind of energy that we need when we're reaching and trying to achieve our goals. It's very disciplined, it's very committed, it's very goal-oriented and practical. But sometimes that energy can be a bit much regarding the people that we love or who love us. During this time of the full moon in Capricorn, we might struggle with finding a healthy balance between our home and our work life. We might struggle using gentle words with others. We might just be, we're so focused on getting a task done, getting a job done, only working to achieve our goals that we might treat others with a little less compassion, a little less empathy than we normally would. One thing you want to look out for during this time is, are you becoming so ambitious to the point where you become ruthless? Are you becoming so obsessed with work or getting a task done around the house that it's kind of at the detriment of your own personal life and those around you? Have you been really hard-headed, hard-nosed, and just tone deaf, like you're just not listening because you're so focused, obligatory tripod bump, so focused and driven on trying to get this certain task done? It can be a time when your head overrules the heart. Now, when this Capricorn energy is balanced, it's the perfect energy for manifesting, for finding that healthy balance, getting rid of things that no longer serve you and focusing on what you need to do to achieve the life you truly want to live. So with the full moon, it's the perfect time to release. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're also going to be finishing up, and you can do that after the video, with some journaling. So make sure that you have a paper and pencil or writing tool handy, and then you can burn that after safely. So go ahead and choose a pile, choose a stone or a deck that resonates with you. Pile number 1 will be Eldritch Overload or the Chrysocolla stone. Pile number 2 will be the Sacred Rose Tarot or Amber. If the Amber is calling your name, you are pile 2. Pile 3 is the Anna K Tarot. This is the Llewellyn edition, or the Selenite Wand. Pile number 4 is Gifts of the Divine. Pile 4 is the Amazonite crystal. So if Gifts of the Divine is calling your name or Amazonite, you are pile 4. Pile 5 is the Marygold Tarot. And this one is Moss Agate. It's a very deep, dark green. It almost looks black, at least on my screen right now. But it is Moss Agate. It's a deep forest green color. Marley likes that one. So go ahead and choose your pile and then jump down to the timestamp below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you have selected Eldritch Overload Tarot or the Chrysocolla stone, this reading is for you. Okay, so let's begin. Card number 1. What am I not willing to face right now? Here we have the 7 of Potions in the reverse. I feel like you are not wanting to look at that you just have too much on your plate and it's making you unable to make a decision. I'm looking at the contents that are shown here. It's like glamour, second wind. I feel like this would be like energy tablets, lay on hand sanitizer, Medusa, Minovax, extra strength, and then just like pills. I just feel like a lot of it is focused on beauty, focused on worrying about health and like cleanliness, over like to the point of your detriment, relying on supplements like coffee, energy drinks, caffeinated beverages, or something of that nature, or perhaps like you just are feeling drained and you're not doing that. But I feel like this is just like distracting. Like the things that you're focused on are not things that you actually need to be focused on. In what way am I holding myself back? Ace of Wands in the reverse. I feel like with your attention being on the wrong things, it is stopping you from manifesting. It's stopping you from having your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your prayers, your intentions. You are your own roadblock. How can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? Here we have the Five of Coins. I feel like this is taking time out to sit and decide what is a want and what is a need. What do I truly need that will make me happy? Card 4, what do I need to release in order for my dreams to take root? Ace of Potions in the reverse. That's like the Ace of Cups. I feel like that would be just not believing in yourself, self-doubt, fear, just constant telling yourself, I can't because this, I can't because that. An action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. Eight of Potions in the reverse. So that would be like the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So normally this person is going off. He's in search of something that is missing. This person fell asleep. The person's literally burning the midnight oil. He's burning a candle at both ends, and he just passed out over his work, looking for an answer. But here, an action or step to take to move you closer to your goalpost. I feel like you don't need to go anywhere. You don't actually need to do anything. Like the answers that you seek, you already know. They're already planted in your brain, in your subconscious. Perhaps this is going to come to you while you sleep, while you dream, but it's like you already possess it. You already have it. You've either forgotten or you're choosing to ignore it, or you are doubting it. You're like, oh, but I can't. No, that won't work. But I feel like this is saying you've already got it. You just need to do it. You're just not. How can I bring balance to my work, home life? Now that could be like actual work, that could be school, whatever, but like whatever your work is, making a healthy balance there. What are you supposed to be taking care of? The Queen of Coins is a very nurturing, thoughtful person. She's like the ultimate working parent. She has time to take care of her work, and she has time when she's at home, she's taking care of her family. These little bunnies down here, they have unicorn horns, and I feel like this is the impossible dream, the impossible task that she's brought to life. So what is your impossible task? What steps can you take? What distractions can you put away at a certain time, at a certain point, and focus on the task that needs to be done, whether that is in your work or in your home life? I feel like balance, like needs to be balance on both sides. Both sides need a little bit of tweaking to even out this scale. What am I neglecting? Strength and reverse. Just feel like you don't believe. You don't believe that you have the power to tame this beast. You just think it's going to devour you. It's going to swallow you. You're going to disappear. And this card is saying you're not. Take a chance. Believe in yourself. Where have I been closed off? Hard-hearted, hard-headed, tone-deaf. The magician. The magician is the doer. The magician is like, yep, I got this. Anything that you throw at me, I know I can counter it because I'm the badass magician. Like, oh, look, I lost an arm. But guess what? My magical powers don't stop there. Like, my arm didn't possess the magic. You know, I am the magic. I make it happen. I'm still going to do it. Reminds me of like Bethany Hamilton, the surfer who had her arm, you know, chopped off by the shark. And she doesn't even compete in handicap surf events. You know, she competes in able-bodied competitions and she's a badass and she wins. You know, she's the magician. She embodies that. She's like, no, I'm not going to let that stop me. No matter what comes my way, I'm going to overcome. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to go after what I want. And I feel like that's an area where you've just been closed off. Like, nope, I can't do it. And you're just like clinging to these self-limiting beliefs. Like you're owning, like you're owning your excuses. Like your excuses have become who you are. That's your persona. Please don't think that I'm putting you down or, you know, making light of your situation because that's not my intention. Card 9. Who in my life deserves more love? Death in the reverse. Oh, okay, pile 1. I feel like this could be somebody who has undergone some sort of major transformation. Maybe they were an asshole in the past. Maybe they were, you know, somebody who could not be depended on. Maybe they were just like coming in and they just like the anti-Midas, you know, like Midas turned everything to gold. They were just like the opposite of that. Like, you know, like a Tasmanian devil, you know, just going in and like destroying everything that they touch. But this person, okay, has had a transformation. I feel like that person could deserve more love or perhaps even forgiveness. It doesn't mean you need to invite them over for tea, have them over for dinner. You don't need to go to their house for holidays if that's the case, but maybe forgiveness, or if the situation calls for it, depending on your situation, this is not a personal reading. You know, you might choose to love that person. That's a person who has gone through a transformation, not somebody who's pretending to have changed. Like, oh, and then like they just keep doing the same thing over and over. I'm not talking about that person. I'm not talking about, you know, somebody who's manipulative and please use judgment. Another thing that I'm like strongly feeling is that this could be somebody who has passed on and you're still holding a grudge. You're still angry. You're still hurt and you have not forgiven that person. And that is holding you back. This card is advice from the tarot. 2 of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this card is saying to remove your blinders. There's something that you're choosing not to look at, and the time has come. You need to make a choice. I feel like this card is saying not making a choice is still choosing. Your oracle cards are the Lemurians, clairvoyance activated, psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition. And this card is literally intuition. And I feel like this is like a recurring theme in your reading. You have to believe in yourself. I feel like you already possess whatever it is that you think you need to go find, you think you need to go out and search for, or like you already have it. You need to trust in yourself. You need to believe. Trust that you will make the right decisions. Trust that you'll make the wrong decisions too, but you'll be able to recover from them. It's not going to be the end of the world. Don't sit there and not start because you might mess up. I'm going to go to the book and see if there's any insight in here that speaks to you on this card, Lemurians, and then on the intuition. It says, Lemuria was a civilization in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in ancient times. The inhabitants of this sacred land lived in complete harmony with nature and had a connection with every living being. Their inner vision was fully activated to the point where their pineal gland was fully developed, and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar of dolphins and whales. This card represents the highly attuned beings of the Lemurian civilization who knew that their land would come to a cataclysmic end because many of their people were abusing their power and awareness. These beings are dedicated to all those who want to serve the earth and develop spiritually by harnessing the gifts that they have come in with. Your message from this card says, your psychic gifts and talents are being activated at this time. Trust what you see, hear, feel, and know, for whatever you are picking up is absolutely correct. Your sensitivity is so heightened that you will be able to evaluate people's characters quickly, read between the lines, and see things before they happen. Know that this ability will get stronger and stronger as you use your psychic gifts to know and heal. There's a good chance that in the past your sensitivity was overwhelming because you didn't understand it or how to direct it. But now you are blooming like a beautiful flower, becoming the light that you were born to be. You have prepared yourself for this moment. Lifetimes upon lifetimes of incarnations have led you to where you are now. Through embracing your uniqueness, you can help many others embrace theirs. This is not a time to fit in or conform. This is the moment you let the world know who you are. And maybe that's why you don't want to start. You're like, oh, like this is what I believe. This is what I think. This is what I do. But nobody else does it like this. Maybe I'm wrong. What if you're right? What if you have something to bring to the table and you're just not letting your light shine because you're doubting yourself? Let me see. Card 8, intuition. If the number 8 means anything to you, take from that what you will. And if not, then it is just the card number. Intuition. It says intuition is your own built-in guiding light, an instinctive knowing of right and wrong, good versus evil, and what is progressive for your soul or what may hinder or block it. Your intuition is always with you, but you must learn how to listen to it and trust it. Again, I feel like that trust theme coming in to your reading. Despite any situation you may find yourself in, within your control or not, there is a version of yourself that you can turn to find insight. This instinctive guidance should be one of the most trustworthy places you take advice from, as after all, who is more inclined to look after you than yourself? When it comes to your intuition, it is helpful to keep the mentality of remaining fluid like the water element. This mindset allows you to be in touch with your heart and how you feel, your emotional self. Using these two key components can help you access your intuitive gifts, leading you in the direction you're meant to go to find the answers to questions you've been longing and searching for. And again, I just want to point out that I felt like this card was saying that you already have it. You already know it. Even if you've forgotten it, it's there buried in your subconscious. Aquamarine is attuned to the water element and connects you to your higher self, allowing you to leave your fears and doubts behind. Aquamarine has gentle, free-flowing vibrations that can open and activate your heart and throat chakras, removing any blockages and allowing energy to remain fluid through all centers of your body. One thing I want to point out is that the heart chakra is associated with forgiveness. Okay. When your energetic frequencies are aligned, you're able to clearly communicate and understand messages passed down from your higher self and decipher signals and signs from the universe. Gather aquamarine crystals in any form, place them in a bowl with filtered water, and leave the bowl sitting in the sunlight or moonlight for 24 hours. The filtered water will become energized and infused with the healing vibrations and properties of the aquamarine. Pour the infused liquid into a spray bottle and use it to spray yourself and your environment when you are feeling stressed, worried, or blocked with negative energies. If the aquamarine pieces are small enough, they can be kept in the spray bottle with the energized water. There is an affirmation which says, "I allow my intuitive knowledge to flow freely throughout my entire being." I'll read that one more time so you can write it down. I allow my intuitive knowledge to flow freely throughout my entire being. That's beautiful. Okay. And for your journaling, I want you to write down for 25 minutes. It doesn't matter if you know what to write or not. Like if in the beginning, if you don't know what to write, then just literally write, "I don't know what I master." Like, I am mastering writing on this paper right now. Just start writing and don't stop for 25 full minutes. But I want you to focus on anything that you master. I know there's something. It can be like, if you don't know what to write, then start with like the basic shit from your past. I mastered my ABCs. I mastered how to walk. I mastered how to tie my shoes. Like, there's literally stuff in your life. Like, there's nobody who can sit here and be like, "Oh, I mastered nothing." That's not true. And if it is, like, you've literally mastered nothing, then I've mastered the art of failing. Like, and then, like there's something, and then, but at least if you fail, right? Like, then you learn from that, and then not to make that mistake again. So I don't think it's that desperate, though. I'm sure that there are positive things that you have mastered, and I want you to write those down. Set an audible timer. Don't peek at the screen. Just keep your eyes peeled on the page and just keep that pen or pencil moving and write down all of the things that you master. And after you are done, I strongly suggest you go outside under the light of the full moon and then you safely burn it in a controlled way. So pile one, this concludes your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made sense to you. And thank you for hanging out with me. Bye for now, gems. Hello, pile two. If you have selected the Sacred Rose Tarot or the Amber Stone, this reading is for you. Okay, card number one. What am I not willing to face right now? The Fool. I feel like this is saying your past mistakes. I'm really drawn to the dog and how the dog is just trying to stop him. Like, no, this is not the thing that you want to go after. This is not the hole you want to jump into. But you're like, yeah, it is. This is totally what I want. And then when you make the mistake, you're just like, well, let's not look at that. Either you dig your heels in and you try to cling to it so hard, you try to fix it and make it be the right choice, even though it's clearly not the right choice. Or you move on, you make mistakes, and then you just want to forget about it without fixing it. Perhaps you run away from your mistakes. This card is asking you to really evaluate some of your past mistakes. Why did I make this decision? What was it in me that made me go after this, go down this path? And if it's a pattern, why does this pattern keep surfacing for me? Why does it keep happening over and over? Is it happening to me, or am I choosing this? In what way am I holding myself back? Nine of Cups. I'm really drawn to the two faces and how the one face is facing forward. I feel like with this coming up following the mistakes card, I feel like you're only wanting to look at the positive. You're only wanting to look at the good. This might even be like why you make the mistake, why this card is coming up. Maybe you're only looking at the good in people. What's lurking in the shadows down this path that I'm about to go on? Obviously, you won't know for sure. You can't get a clear look at it. But when you get close enough and you see
don't just turn your face from it and then just keep going down the path like, oh, I'm not gonna look at this danger, you know, these red flags, you know, I'm just gonna keep going down this path and turning my face from the danger. I only want to look at the good. I feel like in that way, you're holding yourself back. Card 3, how can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? Page of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is your inner child. In what way is your inner child playing out in your pursuit of achieving your ambitions, of achieving your goals? What are you avoiding? Card 4, what do I need to release in order for my dreams to take root? 8 of Wands. Oh my gosh, I feel like this would be mistakes. I feel like this would be things, missed opportunities, things that you tried to go after, and I feel like it's literally falling right out of your hands. It's slipping through your fingers. And I feel like you're clinging to that. You're like, oh man, I still feel so bad about this, or remember that time when I failed, or it could be a girl or a guy, like the one that got away, or a missed business opportunity, or I mean, it could even be something as simple as like somebody stole something, like a toy when you were a child, or a friend that moved away, or I don't know, but I feel like it's just something like that you lost, like it was right there and it just like you couldn't hold on to it. Card 5, an action or step to take to move closer to my goalpost. 3 of Swords. This is a card of loss. This is a card of pain. It's a painful loss. I feel like you might have to cut your losses. You might have to let go. You might have to release something. You might have to break up with somebody. You might have to cut somebody off. I feel like, well, this is not going to be an easy decision. But I feel like you're the one that's doing it. This is an action you have to take. It might even be as simple as unfollowing past relationship people on social media. That could be romantic. That could be business acquaintances. That could be friends. Just people who are not serving your greatest good. And you're just holding on to them for whatever reason. I feel like this. It could be like severing that bond, you know, maybe it's holding you back, but I feel like there is like, you are the one that is creating the loss this time. And you have to do that in order to move you closer to your goalpost. Perhaps it's going to create like some sort of energetic vortex. You get rid of this, cut off the dead weight, and then this stuff that you want to manifest, the stuff that you want to create, you want to achieve, it's going to bring you closer to that. It's going to pull you in like a giant energetic magnet. Card 6. How can I bring balance to my work home life? 6 of Pentacles is literally like, I literally see balance here. I feel like this would be not taking work home with you, not bringing your home life or your personal issues into work. Like you're not there to tell your coworkers or your boss or your clients or whatever about your personal life. You're there to do a job and just do it. And then you also don't need to bring that home with you. If you had a bad day at work, you know, you need to find some sort of a ritual, some sort of practice, some sort of cleansing to just like wash that away. Okay. Also, I feel like if you find yourself bringing your work into your home life and it's causing problems, you know, maybe evaluating, like, is this the job for me? If you're finding that you have to work too many jobs to be able to make ends meet, and I know that times are hard right now, but you know, maybe that's not the job for you. Maybe there's something else that you could do so where you wouldn't have to work so much to bring balance. Card 7. What am I neglecting? King of Wands in the reverse. Now, the King of Wands in the reverse. King of Wands is very self-serving. He's I'm wondering if you need to embody some of that, or if there's something like there's something staring you in the face. You have a very self-serving person and you're choosing perhaps to look away. Okay, that could be the case. Or you need to embody some of that. You need to serve yourself. Maybe it's both. But the King of Wands, he's not afraid to burn somebody. He walks into a room and he commands attention. In the upright, it's more positive, you know, and in the reverse, it might be him demanding attention, just because others don't want to get on his bad side. So you need to look at your life. Why is this coming up for you? This is something that you are neglecting. Do you need to embody some of that King of Wands in reversed energy? Or do you have somebody like that in your life? And this card is saying like, hey, look, you need to pay attention to that. That's a red flag. You need to get away. I'm going to draw a clarifier on this. See, I'm curious. Why is this King of Wands in the reverse coming up for you? Four of Pentacles. I feel like this could be related to work, like a work situation. Then it could also be like home. I feel like it's like very foundation. Queen of Swords. Oh, Queen of Swords is nobody's fool. She's not afraid to use that sword and keep people at bay. She's very sharp-witted. She has the gift of discernment. That's what I wanted to say. I feel like you need to use your discernment in this situation. She's also very diplomatic. So she's not going to lose her cool. She's not going to lose her composure. She's also not going to be letting anybody make a fool out of her. Okay. Card 8. Where have I been closed off? Hard-hearted, hard-headed, and perhaps tone deaf. The Knight of Cups. Are you in a committed relationship with somebody? Or are you just like jumping around from relationship to relationship? I feel like that would be in the romance area. Perhaps it could also be like if a message means anything to you. If you work in like customer service, or if you work as a like a delivery person, something of that nature, like we're communicating with somebody, that could be where you're closed off, hard-hearted, a little bit jaded. But my initial hit on this was like in a relationship. Card number 9. Who in my life deserves more love? The 8 of Cups in the reverse. Now, the 8 of Cups in the upright would be like somebody who finds something lacking, okay, and they go off in search of it. This cup is in the reverse, so I feel like this is somebody who has bettered themselves, okay? And perhaps there may be some resentment on your end. There might be a little bit of jealousy. Maybe you guys used to hang out. Maybe you guys used to spend more time together. And now this person has kind of like leveled up and you're a little bit bothered by that. I feel like this card is saying, you know, they could use a little bit more of your love right now. Don't hate them for improving themselves. Card 10. This is advice from the tarot. 5 of Wands. Oh my gosh. I feel like there's something that you're just like clinging to so desperately. You don't want to let go of it, but this thing is causing problems in your life. And you just won't let go. This person's like, hey, let me like remove this obstacle, you know? And this one's like, let me like trying to pull him away. And he's like, no, I want it. I want to be here in the thick of it. So I don't know if that's like social media, you know what I mean? Like you're putting yourself in these situations. If you're watching the news, you know, like, oh, like, let me just like insert myself into this, this bad shit constantly. Like, I just want to be in it. I want to watch these stressful movies, these high drama movies, or like these reality shows with all of this tension. Or like if you're creating this tension in your real life, if you're inserting yourself into situations where there's going to be this, you know, chaos, this fighting, this drama, this bullshit, you know, and people are trying to say like, hey, like stop. And I feel like you're clinging to it. Sometimes that can actually be a trauma response. You get addicted to the chemicals that your body releases, and then you feel good after these chemicals are released. And so I feel like that would be a card of healing, of letting go, of finding closure, of forgiveness, of walking away from situations. I don't know if you need to seek professional help for that. There's nothing wrong with that if you do. Perhaps that has something to do, oops, I'm like doing this on the camera, with this Fool card being in the reverse. Perhaps that has to do with a mistake, something that you still have not forgiven yourself for. I'm not too sure. Maybe there was somebody who, you know, was in a similar situation with you and they're no longer in that situation. Maybe that's where the resentment comes from. Let's see what your oracle cards have to say. You have Serapis Bay, Paradigm Shift, Activation, to grow, make the necessary change. And this card is Direction. Super 7, Alrisha Star. I'm going to go to the book and see what these have to say to see how they're tying into your reading. But I do feel like you need a change of direction. You need to shift your focus. I feel like you're being like very paradigm. You're stuck in a box and you just like don't want things to change. But so many of your cards are about like breaking free, changing, forgiving yourself for this not working out, forgiving other people, you know, for having it slip through your fingers. But like you have to move on. You have to keep going. Let's go to the book and see what Paradigm Shift, Serapis Bay have to say. Serapis Bay is the divine master who is responsible for helping those on earth move through the process of ascension, which isn't about transcending the body, but fully aligning the soul, mind, and body to transcend all earthly limitations. He is a divine being who, according to the Ascended Master teachings, was a priest or spiritual practitioner during the time of Atlantis. And like many of the spiritually aware Atlanteans who were consciously living connected to Source, he fled the land before it was hit by a cataclysm and went to Egypt, where it is said he chose to incarnate several times as a priest. In one of his incarnations, he is believed to have unified the Greeks and the Egyptians in harmony and peace. To illustrate this, he was depicted as Greek in appearance, but with an Egyptian headdress and breastplate. A temple of Serapis is mentioned in historical texts dating back to 323 BC. This powerful guide now assists those on Earth willing to move beyond stagnant ways of doing things and into a more enlightened way of living. He is a master for the new age. Your message, it says, this is a time of change. Out with the old and in with the new. This isn't a call to discard traditions, but to reflect on what has been learned and how things can grow. You are being invited to move things forward rather than resist the changes taking place. The universe is encouraging you to know that if you do resist change, when it does come, it might be more difficult for you to adapt to it. So don't hide or run from it, but meet it with grace. Your energy is being activated now. This means the gifts and knowledge that have been locked within you are rising to the surface. Your ideas, beliefs, and trajectory are changing, which means changes will begin to unfold around you. If you meet with resistance as you chart your new course, it's important to stay aligned with where you are going and what you are creating rather than be pulled back into the old. You are here to evolve. I love that. And I'm going back to this card over here. In what way am I holding myself back? I'm wondering if like you're turning away from the possibilities, if you're turning away from the goodness, if you're turning away from what you have to be grateful for. Like, I don't deserve that. I don't know if that's for me. That is a possibility. Something you need to ask yourself. And maybe that's why you go after things like that. On the surface, they appear to be good, but like underneath, there is something where it has like that chaos, that whatever, like you're still attracted to something that's going to have these stressful situations, you know, and then you just like look away. You're like, I'm just going to look at the good. I don't want to deal with this, you know, I don't want to have to change. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, next card, number 20. I don't know if 20 means anything to you. If it does, great. Take from that what you will, and if not, it's just the card number. This card says, where is your true north? We are all in search of what sets our souls on fire. And a way to find your spiritual direction is go through the shamanic medicine wheel. To the east is where you feel success and experience victories. So go ahead, you have your paper handy. Go ahead and write that down. Success and experience victories. That's going to be your first journaling question. And I want you to write for 5 full minutes on your success and your victories, however big or small they are. Where do you feel success and experience your victories? Journal question number 2, it says to the north is where you will learn survival and where you will experience hardship and sadness. So I want you to write for journal question number 2 for another 5 minutes about where you felt you had to survive, where you experienced hardship, where you experienced sadness. Moving on to journal question number 3, to the west, that is where you will experience transformation and the end of a cycle. So now I want you to focus on transformation and endings. What has ended for you? Where in your life, like, did something end and then you transformed into something else? Where did you experience change? Moving on to journal question 4, to the south. You will receive abundance and learn lessons about your courage and strength. You will experience birth, life, death, and rebirth, as it is your divine right and a sacred path. What will you learn along the way? So now I want you to write about what you want to receive. What does abundance look like for you? What would that feel like? What does it feel like to have courage, to be strong? What do you want to learn? It goes on to say, set your sights on Alrisha, the brightest star in the constellation of Pisces. Alrisha means knot in Arabic and indicates the link that connects the 2 fish of the Pisces constellation together. This knot is also a representation of connecting your human experience and your divine self. Harnessing the energy of a Super 7 crystal will aid you in each direction you head on your spiritual journey. Super 7 is a combination of 7 crystals: amethyst, clear quartz, smoky quartz, rutilated quartz, geotite, cacoxenite, and lepidocrossite. I think I pronounced that correctly. That contains the metaphysical properties of each crystal, making it a healing and energetic powerhouse. A Super 7 crystal will raise the vibrational frequency for humanity and heal Mother Earth. Super 7 helps you tap into your intuitive and psychic abilities so you're able to connect with the other light beings in order to raise the collective vibration. Super 7 purifies and balances your chakras and your auric field so you're able to energetically align with your higher self. Placing Super 7 near any other crystals will also increase their vibrations. This card also has an affirmation which says, I go forth in each direction to learn my karmic lessons and awaken my divine self. I'll read that one more time so you can write it down. I go forth in each direction to learn my karmic lessons and awaken my divine self. For your final journaling question, you have a lot of journaling in yours. You have a lot of homework, pile 2, but I want you to do this. You can break these journaling things up. They don't have to all be done on the same day, okay? But I do want you to journal for 25 minutes and then burn this. I master. What do you master? It can be anything as big or small. I want you to continue writing for the full 25 minutes. Set an audible timer. Don't look at the screen. And just keep your writing tool moving. So this concludes your reading. I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, gems. Hello, pile 3. If you have selected the Anna K Tarot or the Selenite Wand, this reading is for you. Okay, card number 1. What am I not willing to face right now? Oh, 9 of Pentacles, and she's sitting on the wishing well. What have you been wishing for? What have you been manifesting, praying for, dreaming of, hoping, and you're turning your back on it? Why? Feel like you're neglecting it. You're not taking the steps necessary in order to make this actually come true. Perhaps you don't believe that you're worthy of it. You don't believe you could achieve it. But I feel like this card is saying, turn around and take another look at that. Now is the time. Use this full moon in Capricorn energy to make this a reality. In what way am I holding myself back? 10 of Rods. Maybe you don't want to look at this because you've just got too much stuff on your plate already. You've got so much going on and you're kind of feeling overwhelmed. Feel like something has to give. You've got to put something down. Maybe you need to ask for help, but you can't do all of this alone. The load is just too much to bear. You might have to say no. Maybe you're saying yes to everything. Like, yes, I'll help you with this. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll come in on Saturday. Yes, I'd be happy to take work home with me. Yes, be happy to help you move. Yes, I will watch your kids. Yes, I will do. Yes, 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 yes. And I feel like this is saying no. I can't right now. Or just no. How can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? 5 of Cups in the reverse. Oh. How can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? Okay, I feel like there's stuff that went wrong. There's stuff that was lost. It did affect you very deeply. Okay, but the time has come for you to move past that. Okay. I want to point out how over here it's all rainy, it's stormy, it's dark, it's gloomy. And this person's just dwelling here like, oh, woe is me. Look at having this little pity party over here, and I'm not putting you down. I'm just saying, like, that's what it looks like to me. And then over here, there's this archway, and right outside, this person's like doesn't even have shelter. Right outside, it's a beautiful day. I feel like the time has come for you to pick up your remaining cup, what is left, and move forward, make progress, keep going, keep living. Pick up the pieces and just make the best with whatever you have and move forward. What do I need to release in order for my dreams to take root? Justice. So this card is in the upright. I don't feel like it was necessarily unfair. But I feel like there were things that happened because of choices that you made. Okay, and now it's like, okay, this happened, and now I feel like it's coming back to this. Now you need to just move forward. Like, yes, that happened, and what are you going to do about it? I feel like that's release the past, like learn from it, grow from it, use it like I'm really drawn to the step. Use it like a leveling up. An action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. King of Swords in the reverse. An action or step to take to move. So the King of Swords is very calculated. He's a strategist. And I feel like this would be not overthinking things, not overanalyzing. Maybe this would be taking a risk, taking a chance, stepping out of your comfort zone. He's very guarded. I'm always drawn to his breastplate here, the suit of armor, how it protects his heart. And I feel like this might be opening your heart to something that you're normally closed off to. How can I bring balance to my work, home life? Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, do you need to send an apology to your romantic partner? Have you been so self-absorbed on whatever this is, on trying to make other people happy, working to meet all the needs of all these other people, and you've been neglecting your home life? Maybe this is reaching out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. If you're not in a relationship, if like this is not like romantic, then I feel like this could be even like sending out a message, like a phone call, or I don't feel like this is a text message. It's not an email. Usually I feel like this would be like a phone call, or visiting somebody. This could be like mom, grandma. This could be a sister, a brother, but this would be like somebody that you love, reaching out and connecting. Card 7. What am I neglecting? Page of Pentacles. I feel like this could actually be your child. Okay, this could be a child. It doesn't have to be your child. This person's going fishing, and I'm really drawn to how this over here, like she threw the coins, the pentacles into the well, okay? And what are you neglecting? This person's bringing it up out of the water. Maybe that's what it's saying. Are you neglecting bringing these coins out of the water? Bringing them into existence? Where have I been closed off, hard-hearted, hard-headed, or perhaps even tone deaf? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this would be regarding your spirituality, your personal spiritual practice. I'm not necessarily talking about going to a building, going to a church, going to a temple, synagogue. That if that's what is coming up for you, then great. But usually when this card is in the reverse, I feel like it's like your personal spiritual practice. What you do on your own, not in front of people. This is not for approval. You're not doing it because you're being judged or because people are looking at you. This is like internally, you know? Have you been neglecting that? Been like, no, I don't want to do that. I know I need to do this, but like, I just don't care. I don't have time for that right now. Whatever your personal spiritual practice is, or maybe there's something that was presented to you, or maybe there's something that you learned and you're like, oh, maybe that's why you're turned off by it. Like, I don't really know what I think now. I don't know what I believe. I don't know. I don't like that. That bothers me. That offends me. That, you know, like there's something that's stopping you. I feel like your stubbornness, your resistance is coming from your personal spiritual practice. Card 9, who in my life deserves more love? The 9 of Rods. This is a wounded person who's been through a lot. This could be a person who is currently in your life. This might just be a person you meet. This could be like a person who's just down on their luck, you know, and they just, some stranger starts talking to you, or this could be a homeless person, or this could be, you know, just a friend who's gone through a lot. This person more than likely would be distrustful. They'd probably have their guard up. They might have an edge to them. I'm not saying, you know, to completely put your guard down, but like this person could use your love, your compassion, your kindness. You may already know this person, or they may just be somebody you meet in passing and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the person from the reading. You know, just be kind. This card is an advice card. Ace of Swords. Oh, I feel like, what do you speak? What are you speaking? What are you listening to? What are you watching on TV? I feel like this is having to do with your throat chakra. And I'm really drawn to all the yellow in the card. Let me hold this up again. Are you speaking words that are going to empower yourself? Are you thinking thoughts that are going to empower yourself? Or are you listening to things that are limiting you? I'm really drawn to the amount of yellow, like over here in these cards. And these cards are the cards that I felt like they were related to, like bringing this thing into the real world. Maybe related to a child for some of you, but for the most part, I feel like it has to do with that wishing well, manifesting, bringing something into reality. And I feel like this card is tying into that. Words become actions, actions become your habits, and your habits will become a way of life. So really watch your words. Let's see what your oracle cards say. Here we have Kuthumi, initiatory experience. Your current situation is initiating your gifts. And transition. It says calcite and moon. And I'm really drawn to the butterfly. To me, it's like a symbol of transformation, a metamorphosis. Let's go to the book and see what it has to say about Kuthumi and how this is tying into your reading. Master Kuthumi, or Kuthumi, also known simply as KH, was one of the original ascended masters of Theosophy. His name was a pseudonym given to protect the identity of a highly influential man from the Punjab region who is known to have encouraged the Maharaja of the time to reclaim his spiritual path. Now he is the keeper of the golden ray of wisdom, a divine energy that can be invoked to help us tune into the mysteries of the universe. Kuthumi is an evolved soul working closely with the earth and appears to anyone who is ready to move forward on their spiritual path. And I did feel like this card was based like in the physical realms, okay? This divine master, also over here, I felt like this was your personal spiritual practice. And then you have Kuthumi, who appears to anyone who is ready to move forward on their spiritual path. So I think that's pretty significant. This divine master acts as a spiritual doorkeeper, somewhat like an energetic bouncer. I love that. Holding space so that those embarking on the spiritual path can enter deep transcendental states and be protected from lower vibrations. And I also felt like that was what was coming up here. I also feel like it can protect you when you're showing love, kindness, and compassion to this person. You don't have to absorb their energy. You can just offer them kindness, love, and compassion without taking on their burden, okay? This is a time to take your intentions, plans, and gifts to the next level. It's time to stop playing small and think beyond where you are now. If you have held back on dreams, intentions, or plans, like I felt was coming up with this card, allow yourself to start moving forward. Allow yourself to start moving toward the life you want for yourself. Cosmic energy is surrounding you now, holding sacred space for you to delve deep into yourself in order to uncover gifts, talents, abilities, and more. The situation that you are moving through is very important for your life's path. Know that any limitations, challenges, or fears that are rising up are opportunities for you to fully show up and shine. Be aware that adversity is actually an opportunity to learn and teach. Yes, so whatever you are going through, whatever you have gone through, that is your opportunity to learn and grow. Level up. Learn from your mistakes and then teach others. Know that there are no mistakes in the events that are unfolding for you now. Instead, there is a sacred plan based on the prayers, intentions, and visions you have had for yourself, your life, and your spiritual path. Moving on to card 13. If the number 13 means anything to you, great. And if not, then it's just the number of the card. This one says, cycles, shift, recharging. A spiritual transition is a wake-up call from your higher self, urging you to evolve and blossom from what you are to what you will become. This time of spiritual transition can come to you in many forms that you may or may not have recognized. You may feel the need to become deeply connected to your inner self and understand your emotions. That may be something that you're violently resisting. Oh, it's kind of freaking me out. It's coming so intensely, so I'm going to reject it. You may feel a shift in your priorities and your beliefs. I also feel like that could be coming up with this card. I don't really know what I believe, I did feel that. And then you may feel a call to trust your intuitive self and receive messages from your guides. You may feel or experience some major life changes that have prevented you from transitioning in a new direction. And I did feel like that coming up here with the 5 of Cups in the reverse, possibly the 10 of Rods, maybe even Justice. Take some lessons from the moon, how she waxes and wanes, and use her feminine energies to invoke intuition and impart wisdom during every 28-day lunar cycle. Each phase of the moon has major significance and specific vibrational frequencies that will accompany you on your spiritual transition. They are a representation of your soul's natural cycle of birth, death, and rebirth in your human experience. During your spiritual transition, Calcite will be your companion. It is an amplifier of energies and is known to be a stone for development, building confidence, and promoting spiritual growth. Oh my gosh, pile 3, this is definitely going to be your stone. And then it was also talking about like working with the moon and the cycles, and selenite is a stone that is connected with the moon. Calcite purifies and clears out negative energies, as does selenite. Maybe that's why you were drawn to this pile. Not only from your person, but also from your surrounding environment. It will absorb toxic energy and negativity and align all your chakras, allowing white light to flow through without resistance and connecting you more deeply to your higher self. Begin to study each cycle or phase of the moon and journal how each phase makes you feel, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically. After enough cycles, you will begin to see a pattern and learn the best times to take action during your spiritual transition. This card has an affirmation which says, I accept the ebb and flow of my spiritual transition. I'll read that again so you have time to write it down. I accept the ebb and flow of my spiritual transition. I love it. I'm going to go back to where it talks about calcite can align all your chakras. I want to just point out that it's not just like, oh, I'm just going to carry a calcite stone with me and the stone is going to do all the work. That's not the way it works. It's going to work in conjunction with you and your actions, you and your changes that you do. So it's not just the magic stone going to do all the work for you. So your journaling that I wanted you to do, your journaling homework, it's going to be for a minimum of 25 minutes and constant writing. Just keep writing. I master. That is the topic of your journaling prompt. I master. Anything that you have mastered, I want you to write it down. Anything that pops into your mind, just keep writing for a full 25 minutes. Set an audible timer. Don't look at the screen. Keep your eyes on the page and keep your writing utensil moving. Keep your writing tool moving. Just, I master. What does that mean to you? Write down all the things that you have mastered in your life. So pile 3, this does conclude your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made sense. And thank you for hanging out with me today. Bye for now, gems. Hello, pile 4. If you have selected gifts of the Divine Tarot or the Amazonite stone, this reading is for you. Okay, card number 1. What am I not willing to face right now? Death in the reverse. I feel like you literally could be mourning the loss of a loved one. This would, I don't feel like this would be something that just happened. I feel like this would be something that happened a while ago. This could also be an ending, but there has already been a new beginning. It's like a very significant change. It's like a major life change. And you just don't want to look at it. It's not something that you're welcoming. I feel like there's a lot of pain involved in that. Card 2. In what way am I holding myself back? Here we have 7 of Swords in the reverse. I'm really drawn to this closed door. How these swords appear to be tied off and these ones are not. I feel like I'm drawn to that saying, like when one door closes, another opens. I feel like there's been a door that's been closed to you. And you're just like waiting, like, wait, but I want this door to open. I'm just going to wait here. I want this door. But maybe that door was closed to you and there's another door that is just as good or perhaps even better. Maybe this could even be forgiveness denied. I don't know if that is forgiveness that you're seeking and someone is denying you that. Okay. Or if someone is seeking forgiveness from you and you are denying them. But I feel like it could be either one of those options, and I'm actually getting both of them very strongly. So you'll have to see how that fits into your life. Perhaps it's even both situations. Maybe there's even resentment over that door being closed. But that is holding you back. You can't stay there. So whether that's the door being closed, like you need to move on, you need to find another door to get through, or you don't actually need that person to forgive you in order for you to move forward, in order for you to continue down your path, in order for you to meet your goals, in order for you to be a better person than you were yesterday. And if they don't forgive you, well, then you can just wish them the best and move on. Sometimes our choices, the people that we hurt, they don't have it in them to offer us forgiveness, but they don't actually have to forgive you in order for you to move forward. And they don't have to say sorry. Maybe you're waiting for an apology, and this door is closed, like you're just not going to get that apology. You need to move on without the apology. Card 3, how can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? 2 of Swords. How can I connect on a deeper level to my decisions, to my ambitions and goals? I feel like this would be making a choice, making a decision, empowering yourself by making your own decisions, standing up for yourself, reclaiming your power. There may be something that you don't want to look at. There may be a decision that's difficult. Maybe you need to gather more information, but do it quickly. Take your time, but don't put it on the back burner. Take the time that you need and then just make the decision. Don't forget about it. Card 4, what do I need to release in order for my dreams to take root? The Moon in the reverse. I feel like this is saying you actually don't need to have all of the information. This could be a fear of unknowing, releasing the fear of unknowing, the fear of making a mistake, releasing fear, releasing being scared of the dark, the boogeyman under the bed, releasing that. I feel like it's holding you back. An action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. Page of Swords in the reverse. And I love how this snake looks like it's going down. It's descending. It's going deep. And it's a page, Page of Swords. And I feel like it's just literally diving in. And I'm going back to this card, fear of making a mistake. Diving in, you learn from your mistakes. I'm drawn to the story of the serpent and Eve, and I'm just I'm tasting apple in my mouth. And so what if I make a mistake, right? Okay. So let's say if you want to learn about apples. So this card is an action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. So I feel like it's just immersing yourself in. So I don't know, I'm just going to go with the whole apple thing to make my point. So if I want to learn about an apple, I am not going to pick up a book, go to the, I don't know, I was born in the 80s. So go to the library, get encyclopedias, look up apples. I'm not going to go online and Google apples and this and that. No, if I want to know about an apple, I'm going to go to the store, go to a farmer's market, and I'm going to look at the apples. I'm going to hold them. I'm going to touch them. I'm going to feel their texture. What do they feel like? What do they smell like? And I'm going to buy different ones and I'm going to eat them. I'm going to cut them open. What does it sound like when I cut into an apple? What does it taste like? What's its texture? What's the flavor profile of the apple? Maybe I make a mistake. Maybe I don't like a certain type of apple, but guess what? I've learned something. Now I know, and this is not true, I do like this apple, but now I know I don't like gala apples, right? Maybe I like pink lady apples. Maybe Granny Smiths are too sour. You know, that's not true. I like those, but I like all of those. But anyways, you know, like you make a choice, you learn. And then you can, like, once you like make a mistake, like, so I don't like, in my story, I don't like Granny Smith because they're too sour. And I don't like Gala because they're soft and mushy, you know, then I'm not going to make those mistakes again, because I've gone in, I've felt it, I've smelt it, I've tasted it, I've experienced the texture. You know, I've gone in and gotten my hands dirty and I've stripped all over me. Like, I know what I want and I know what I don't want. I know I don't want to make these mistakes again. I know what I've learned because I've lived it. You know, like you fully immerse like a child. How does a child learn? They learn by touching, they're doing, you know, they're always making mistakes, but that's how they learn. That's how they grow. No child comes to this earth and it's just like perfect. You know, they're not gonna never touch the stove or never touch the iron. You know, they're gonna make mistakes and then they're gonna learn from it. Like, oh shit, that's hot, I'm not gonna do that again. You know, maybe that's how you learn, but don't be afraid of making that mistake. Card 6. How can I bring balance to my work and home life? 5 of Pentacles. And I'm really drawn to how in the upright we have the Pentacles on top, okay? And in the reverse, we have the plants on top. And I feel like when the 5 of Cups, when the 5 of Pentacles is in the reverse, I'm strongly drawn to how I feel like it's like a need to reconnect with your sense of spirituality, okay? So this is how can I bring balance to my home work life? Where does spirituality fit into that? How does your work fit in with your spiritual practice? Are they at odds? Do they clash? Does it not sit right in your soul? Do you hate what you do in your soul? How is your home life? Are you able to bring your spiritual practice into your home life? Does your family expect? Not expect. I know mine does. Mine expects my spiritual practices. But does your family respect your spiritual practices? In my actual home, my immediate family, yes. But my rest of my family, like my brothers and my sister, my parents, like, no, they would not be cool with my beliefs. They're just like, no. Really doing a gut check on how your work sits in your soul. Card 7. What am I neglecting? Oops. What am I neglecting? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I'm really drawn to how we have all of our little astrological symbols here, the moon phases, and I just feel like this is like habits. This is bad luck. This is bad choices. This is like repeating patterns, cycles. And I feel like it's the end of a cycle. The end of some like a way of being, a way of doing things that is not working out. You're operating maybe on the lower side of some pretty important players in your birth chart. And you're neglecting that. But I do feel like it's surfacing at this time. The Wheel of Fortune never stays in the reverse forever. It's always turning. So I feel like your wheel wants to turn in the upright. And when that happens, that's when good luck happens. That's when things just start to fall into place. Everything is working as it should, you know, and it's like, pay attention. What do you feel is not working for you? What are you resisting so hard? What is just like rubbing like on a raw wound, like some salt, you know, like pay attention to that. Where have I been closed off? Hard-headed, hard-hearted, and maybe even a little tone deaf. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this would be work related. Okay. And I feel like this would be like a work partnership, or perhaps even like some sort of symbiotic relationship that you have to have with somebody. Like you need them and they need you, but for whatever reason, you're just like not hearing them out. You're not considering their point of view in the moment. So I feel like this is somebody like you guys need each other. You've got to work it out. Card 9, who in my life deserves more love? 3 of Cups. I feel like this would be more than likely your friend group. Okay. It could also be family members who you're very close to, and you guys like need to go out and have some fun, perhaps go out to dinner. It doesn't have to be going out to dinner. It could be like getting together and having dinner, having some drinks, just like really letting loose, taking the edge off, lightening up, having fun, laughing, and just connecting on an emotional level. Card 10, this is your advice card. Goddess Santine in the reverse. This card would suggest that you have been lacking in the compassion and empathy department lately. This card is connected to your crown chakra, which is also related to your sense of spirituality, to your higher self. And I feel like those cards are really resonating with me right now. I also really felt like this card reminded me of Kundalini. This was card 5, which was an action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. And I felt like there was a fear, there was like an anxiety of making a mistake. Like, oh, I want to learn about this, I want to do this, but like I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make a mistake. I feel like with this card, coming up in this position, I feel like you're really focused on logic. You're really focused on facts. You're not really listening to what your heart is telling you right now. You're not listening to what your subconscious is telling you. You already know. You're kind of closed off to that. Let's see which oracle cards you got. You have Shiva, Karma Release, which I love. I feel like that is tying in with this card. The end of a cycle. Debts are paid. Choose your destiny. So do you choose to go around on this karmic loop again? Like, oh yeah, let's go on the roller coaster one more time. Or do you choose to take a different path? And then this card, number 7, Culmination, which is hematite and root chakra. I did feel like family was coming up, and the root chakra is closely, like it's very associated with the way that you were brought up. That would be related to your fears and having your basic needs met, your sense of survival. It's related to the people who raised you, whether those were your actual birth parents or a family member, perhaps even an adopted family, foster family. But yeah, this is a very grounding stone. I love how it looks like it's supporting this giant structure. So let's go to the books and see what it has to say. If there's anything else in there that resonates with you. Let's go to Shiva, Karma Release. Shiva is one of India's trinity of divine masculine gods. He is depicted wearing a cobra, and I was so drawn to this snake here around his neck, representing his capacity to tame fear or the ego. Again, I felt like this card was strongly related with, was both of these, the moon in the reverse and the page of swords in the reverse. I just got fear, to tame fear or the ego with the light of the universe behind him, showing his connection to the cosmos, and holding a trident, acknowledging the 3 aspects of divine masculine power in Hinduism: creator, preserver, and destroyer. Shiva is known as the Destroyer Lord because of his warrior energy and ability to destroy fear. As the twin flame of Kali Ma, he knows what it's like to face some of the greatest fears and overcome them. As a facet of divine masculine energy, he comes to those who call on him like a protective father figure, ready to guard and guide. He is the keeper of karma and helps us uncover the learnings that have come from our challenges and the behaviors that manifested the challenges in the first place. Oh my gosh, I'm wondering, what are your thoughts and opinion on the divine masculine? I'm wondering if you honor that energy or if you are strongly rejecting it. This is a very feminine deck. It's very feminine energy. And I'm wondering if your yin energy and your masculine yang energy are imbalanced. Yeah, you definitely might have an imbalance of your energy. Maybe that's why Shiva's coming up for you. It says, your message, it's time to release any guilt or regrets you have about your past. If a decision you have taken is preying on your mind, know that it's not because the universe wants you to feel guilty about it, but because it's giving you an opportunity to see how far you've come. Also know that all of your debts have been paid, and you can stop asking the universe for forgiveness, because as far as it's concerned, you are forgiven. Oh my gosh, and this is what I felt was coming up here with this closed door, like forgiveness denied. I didn't know why. I'm like, it's just denied, forgiveness denied. But yeah, maybe that's like you're seeking forgiveness and you don't need to ask for it anymore. If you have recurring fears or concerns about a situation that's new, it might be because you faced a similar situation in a previous lifetime and your soul is remembering old pain. It's saying in order to surmount this once and for all, it's important to tune into your body and feel the reassurance of a huge full body yes. Say yes to you. Say yes to possibility. Say yes to hoping. Say yes to dreaming. Say yes to not being afraid. Even if following that dream or vision is scary, know that you have been waiting lifetimes upon lifetimes for this opportunity. And when you finally take it, you are breaking a cycle and taking charge of your destiny. I want to go back to where it says about recurring fears and concerns about a situation that's new. It might be because you faced a similar situation in a previous lifetime and your soul is remembering old pain. That might even be generational pain, generational trauma, unhealed things that have been passed down to you at the moment of conception. It might be your job to break this cycle, to break this pain. Maybe you are the cycle breaker. Maybe it ends with you. I love that. One of my favorite chants for removing stuff like that would be Om Namah Shivaya. You can say it 3 times, or you can say it 108 times. If you have a mala, you can just go around Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. You can sing it, you can chant it, you can experiment with different tones, different speeds, different vocal pitches, but really just let it resonate with you. Om Namah Shivaya. All right, moving on to card 7, culmination. Let's see what that has to say. It says ascension, higher realms, and grounding. This is it. You have reached or are fast approaching the most evolved or climatic point of the work you have been undertaking. To have ascended to this level means you have put in the effort and it has taken a toll on you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And perhaps you have experienced many uncomfortable or fear-inducing moments to get here. You have faced your darkness and your light and are coming out of this phase with a higher vibration and new perspective that the only way out is through. Oh my gosh, maybe that's why you have the death card coming up here. Like it's already over and now like the only way, like you've got to go through it. In order to achieve culmination, you have harnessed the energy of your root chakra, the grounded vibration of the energy centers. The root chakra defines your relationship with Mother Earth. It is your primal energy and your basic survival center. It is also your stability, physically and emotionally. When your basic needs are met, the root chakra helps you feel grounded, safe, and centered. While you manage the obstacles of life, it urges you to believe in yourself and trust that you are being provided for by the universe. Hematite is a highly protective stone that helps absorb and transform negative energies into positive energy vibrations. Hematite keeps you calm and grounded during stressful situations, simultaneously offering you protection. When engaged in deep spiritual work, Hematite helps facilitate your connections to the higher realms, higher spiritual energies, and the ascension process while keeping you firmly grounded in your root chakra. It has an activation guidance which says, get on your yoga mat. Take your first stance in Vrikshasana, tree pose, on your right leg and begin to visualize glowing red light radiating from the base of your spine. Let your foot sink deeply into your mat as if it could reach the core of Mother Earth. Slowly breathe in and out 6 times, while allowing this glowing red light to grow larger with each breath. Once completed, switch to the left leg and repeat. And I just want to point out that I am a yoga instructor, so by all means, come do yoga with me. That would be awesome. It has a mantra which says, I am planted firmly in my root chakra, and I trust that the universe recognizes the culmination of my efforts. I'll read that again, so that way you can write it down. I am planted firmly in my root chakra, and I trust that the universe recognizes the culmination of my efforts. I love it. And then for your other journaling prompt, which is going to be for 25 minutes, that is your tarot homework. After you complete it, I want you to burn it safely outdoors, preferably under the light of the full moon, but it doesn't have to be at the full moon. And I just want you to focus and write on, I master. What do you master? What are you the master of? Continue to write for a full 25 minutes, keeping your eyes and your writing tool moving the entire time. If you don't know what to write, I master my pen on this paper. I master getting through my tarot reading. I'm mastering my tarot homework. And start with your basic things. Little fears that you've overcome, little obstacles that you've overcome. And then as you just continue to write, stuff will start to flow. Set an audible timer. Don't peek at it. Just continue to write for the full 25 minutes. So, Pile 4, this does conclude your reading. I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, gems. Hello, Pile 5. If you have selected the Marygold Tarot or the Moss Agate Crystal, this reading is for you. Okay, card number 1. What am I not willing to face right now? Here we have the 7 of Swords, and I'm really drawn to how this flower looks like it's about to be clipped. I'm wondering if if you're feeling like your wings are being clipped, or you're not being allowed to shine, or really like spread out and be who you are. Or if you are even doing this to yourself. Perhaps maybe you're clipping somebody else's wings. You don't want them to shine too brightly because you're afraid that maybe then you might not stand out. You're going to have to see where in your life this card is coming up for you. Card number 2, in what way am I holding myself back? Here we have the Ace of Wands. To me, this is a manifestation card. And I feel like you are really being your own biggest obstacle right now. I'm really drawn to the thorns on the rose. Every rose has its thorns. So what are the thorns on your rose? When you go to reach for that, whatever it is that you want to manifest, like what makes you draw back? Like, oh, this is a pain point for me. I don't know if I want to break through. I don't know if I want to do this. It's a little bit hard. It's a little bit challenging. What is your pain point? What is stopping you from pursuing your dreams? How can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? King of Cups. I'm wondering what is going on in your head. What kind of thoughts, what kind of emotions are really coming up for you right now? I'm wondering if there's something that you can do that can bring you mastery over your emotions. I feel like this is allowing yourself permission to really feel your feelings, to really sift through what is coming up for you right now without looking at it like there's a right way to feel or a wrong way to feel, a wrong way for me to be thinking this. Like just noticing what's coming up and why. I feel like this might be doing some shadow work. Might be talking to somebody who you really trust, somebody who you have an emotional connection to. Like this could be like a husband energy or a fatherly energy, somebody who will really listen to you. I don't really feel like this would be like a therapist or something of that nature. I feel like that would be more something a little bit more analytical, somebody who's like not emotionally connected to you. Okay, so I feel like this would be somebody who you trust, somebody who there's like a deep bond between you and that person, if you were to talk to somebody about that. Card 3. Wait, that was card 3. Card 4. What do I need to release in order for my dreams to take root? Temperance. You need to release balance. What are you doing? Are you like kind of teeter-tottering between two paths and you're trying to not lean too far one way or too far the other way? You're trying to like toe this perfect line. And I feel like this card would be saying to pick a side, make a decision. You can't please everybody. Like, so what are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to manifest? You know, over here, like, I felt like there was a pain point. I felt like you were trying to dim a light, perhaps. Okay. But it's like, maybe you're trying to please everybody. Maybe you're trying to appeal to everybody. Maybe this is saying niche down. You don't need to appeal to everybody and like try to not rock the boat or try to not offend people or try to not, like, I just want to be liked by everybody. This is saying like, be who you are, find your tribe. Normally temperance is a really good card, but every once in a while this card comes up for me like, you know what, like you're trying to be too you're trying too hard to not go one way or the other. That's always really interesting for me when that comes up. Like, what do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? And it's like temperance. That always cracks me up. Okay. Card 5. An action or step to take to move me closer to my goalpost. 10 of Rings in the reverse. This would be like the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm wondering, to me, I feel like there's like I get family vibes from this card. I also get money vibes from this card. So I'm wondering if card 5, an action or step to take to moving closer to my goalpost. I'm wondering if like you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to spend a little bit more than you planned on, perhaps like a little bit more than you anticipated or more than you want to. But I feel like it has to be within the budget of your family. Like you guys got to figure out, like how to not spend more than you need to. Okay. But I feel like this is going to take a toll on your family, like your home life, for a while. It's going to be an investment of time, of money. Your family, like you might need help from your family. I don't know if they're going to actually help you reach that goal, like by putting their hands into this project or whatever it is, this goal that you're working towards, or if it's like supporting you by helping you out with things, lightening your load at home so you can work on bringing this goal to life. Card 6, how can I bring balance to my work and home life? The Moon. I'm really drawn to how this skull reminds me of glasses. It reminds me of glasses, the frames. So the Moon is all like being able to see like what's real, what's not real, what's lies, what's illusion, what's bullshit, like which direction to go in. Everything looks different at night. You know, it's a little bit harder to find your way. So how can I bring balance? Like, where are you being misled? Where are you taking a wrong path? Where are you distracted? Who are you watching and who are you listening to? And are those the voices and people you ought to be taking your direction from? Card 7, what am I neglecting? 5 of Rings in the reverse, it's like the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like this would be you're neglecting your own sacred spiritual practice. I'm really drawn to the eye right here. Are you doing things because people are watching? Are you doing things for likes, for shares, for reactions? Are you doing things to just have people look at you and be like, oh, wow, look at that person. That person is so this, or this person is so that. But like, there's no meaning behind it. There's nothing sacred. It really doesn't mean much. I feel like that's what you're neglecting. A true, authentic connection to your spiritual practice, whatever that may be. Card 8. Where have I been closed off, hard-hearted, hard-headed, and perhaps tone deaf? The Hanged Man. I feel like you shut yourself off. You go within and you're like, oh, you use it as a way of hiding. You might even use it as a way of punishing others. You don't get what you want? Well, I'm not going to take action then. Hands behind my back. I'm not moving. Like you're just not going to get anything from me. Who in my life deserves more love? 5 of Swords in the reverse. I feel like you have had a falling out with someone, and this would be someone where you inflicted the hurt. You inflicted the pain and the damage. This person deserves more love. This is advice from the tarot. 2 of Cups. I feel like this is like I don't know if this is involving this person, but I feel like this would be involving a relationship with someone. When you're with someone, I feel like this card is saying like to really see them, to really listen to what they're saying. If you're with this person, when you're spending time with them, to truly be there, to be present in mind, in body, and in spirit. Your oracle cards are Hanuman and card 26, Curiosity. What does that say? Apophyllite and Jupiter. Oh my goodness, I love the myth of Hanuman. Okay, so we're going to go to the book and see what it has to say. It says, devoted warrior, let God's love hold you in strength. So let's go to Hanuman, and here we have his chest ripped open. He rips his heart open so he can show his love and his devotion. It says Hanuman is the Hindu warrior god and divine companion and protector of the god Rama. The son of the winged god Vayu, he is loved by many not only because of his monkey form, but also because his sheer dedication to Rama is inspirational to all spiritual devotees. Hanuman is one of the main characters in the Hindu epic, the Ramayana. The story goes that after a great war, there was a procession, and Rama and his wife Sita
honored those who had fought for them. When it came to Hanuman, Sita took her favorite pearls off and placed them around his neck. Like a cheeky monkey, Hanuman began to bite them open like nuts and look inside each one. Startled, Rama wondered why he would do such a thing. Hanuman said, "I am looking for you, my lord. I love you and Sita so much. You are all I could ever want. If I were to rip open my heart and show it to you, there you would be." Thereupon he began to rip his chest open, and there, sitting where his heart would be, was an image of Rama and Sita. This is why Hanuman is the Lord of devotion. It says, when you devote yourself to a vision with unwavering faith, you welcome in the support of the universe. Today, the devoted heart of Hanuman is guiding you to reflect on your strengths and talents. You are someone who gives with all your heart, but may find it hard to receive in return. In fact, you give without looking for anything in return, but the universe wants you to make more time, energy, and space to be supported too. Because when you open up to the possibility of being supported and nourished, you allow yourself to be replenished, and thus you have more to give. You are being honored today for your commitment to what is important to you. The universe sees you as vital to healing and expansion, but in order to keep going with your mission, let your heart be served in return. A true warrior shield is the love of God, whatever that means to you. Okay, so I feel like it's like what lights your heart on fire? What can you do and like dedicate like everything that you do to that purpose, that cause? I really feel like that's what this card is saying. You know, what is your Sita and Rama? What or who? Okay, so we're going to card 26, Curiosity. Okay, your curious nature is all part of your soul's journey in this human experience. Being curious opens new avenues and doors in life that may have been blocked or closed due to your innate fears about understanding and comprehending the unknown. I really felt like that was coming up here with this moon card. Without curiosity, you would remain complacent, halting your ever-looming expansion. Your soul, mind, and body yearn for new information and new experiences, and holding space for your curiosity can take you down the road to your destiny. Jupiter is referred to as the god of planets, sitting as one of the brightest in the solar system, and representing optimism, power and knowledge, and expansion. Jupiter spreads optimistic vibes and allows you to see what's possible to achieve in your lifetime, providing inspiration for you to head towards spiritual and mental expansion. Over time, through your expansion with Jupiter, you will gain wisdom, faith, and trust in the universe to guide your life where it may. At the end of your journey, Jupiter may even adorn you with a bit of luck and good fortune for following where your curiosity led you. On your expansive journey with Jupiter, it would be prudent to have a light on your person and in your home, as it helps you maintain a strong connection between your spiritual and physical selves. Apophyllite also acts as a conductor for vibrations and energies because of its high water content, and in being a conduit can correct imbalances in your energies and enhance your psychic and clairvoyant abilities. Wait, I'm going back. How can I connect on a deeper level to my ambitions and goals? Here with the King of Cups, that might be tying into that too. Like where I felt like things were coming to you, like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? You know, why? Like if something can come to you unexpectedly, or you might just know something and you don't know why. You're like, where is this coming from? Maybe you have an intuitive gift, you know? King of Cups, that's the suit of water. So water would be tying in with that and this card here. Okay, where it says, apophyllite also acts as a conductor for vibrations and energies because of its high water content. And in being a conduit, can correct imbalances in your energies and enhance your psychic and clairvoyant abilities. Jupiter was once the original ruler of Pisces. So Pisces would be like a very emotional, a very emotional sign. It's a very emotional energy. Also connected with water here with King of Cups. And along with apophyllite, honors the fluidity that is required of you when curiosity-seeking growth in the depths of the unknown. It says, write down 3 things you would most like to accomplish in your lifetime. Additionally, under each of those accomplishments, write down 3 ways you can go about achieving these accomplishments, along with steps you can take to get you to these end goals. By practicing this, you can begin to expand your mind and be open to the possibilities the universe presents you with. It has an affirmation which says, I am open and receptive to the experiences that Jupiter may lay before me. I'll read it again so you have a chance to write it down. I am open and receptive to the experiences that Jupiter may lay before me. This was your 4, what you need to release in order for your dreams to take root. Like if you were planting your dreams in a garden, right? Let's say you have like different, what are they called? Different zones, different garden zones. So like you can't plant, well, I mean, you can if you have like a greenhouse and stuff, but like your plants are not going to thrive if it's a zone 1 and then you're trying to plant it in a zone 9. Like you got to make sure that there's like soil pH requirements and there's sun requirements, light requirements, and there's different water requirements. And you know, like what do you want to grow in your garden? Your dreams, what do they require to take root? And sure, like lots of light is great for some plants. Lots of water is great for some plants. But like if you're growing a cactus, you know what I mean? If you have too much water, it's going to drown. So you got to figure out what are the requirements for your dreams to take root. You can't use all of them. You can't use like all the garden tips. You've got to be specific for what you were trying to grow. So pile 5, this does conclude your reading. I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, gems.